VT365. Remanufactured in 5/10 of 20. We're thinking it only has about 20,000 miles on it, 30,000 miles, probably 3 years of service. The engine seems to be pretty clean. Everything's labeled pretty good. We got 2 brand new batteries just installed. We checked all these fuses. 3 here, this one here, that one here. Now those are blown. I pulled all these small ones. Nothing's blown. Not sure how to check these. I don't know how to check relays, but there's 2 fuses up. There's a 230 amp fuses, which are both good, and then there is some other fuses which all seem to be good too. Relays, I'm not sure how to check. So here's a quick little video on what happened to our bus. When we bought the bus, it had reman engine. It was reman in 2020. So we were thinking that the engine only has 20, 30,000 miles on it, just a couple years of service.
It was retired during COVID too.
It was retired during COVID and it was rebuilt in 20. So there's not much service had on the bus at all. And then we got the bus. It sat, we don't know how long it sat when we bought it. We bought it, drove it home about an hour. We got it home and it pretty much sat all winter. We'd start a little bit here and there. A couple of times the batteries are completely dead, so we had to charge the batteries again. That happened 3 or 4 times, so we knew the batteries were shot, were getting bad. When we were doing any kind of welding on the bus, we disconnect all the batteries. I'm not sure if it makes a difference or not. Also, what we did is, okay, I was thinking, oh, okay, so we disconnect batteries. Oh, okay. So what happened a couple of days before the trip, we got it plated legal. We were driving around, and I didn't know. I think the brakes were catching. They're kind of grabbing a little bit, and it was like burning brake smell. But I just took up to like rusty calipers. I wasn't sure if it was that, or even I thought we lost power driving a little bit. Like it was bogging down. Like it had no power. Just loss of it, just barely running, and then it picked back up.
Real quick though. That was real quick.
Yeah. So,
that was it.
And I thought the bog down was because the brakes are dragging. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. We did notice a couple of days before that also, when we started, it would almost die a little bit. You almost hit the throttle pedal, and it would kind of pick back up. Or you start it, and usually start right up and good, it would die. It like want to die. The day before we left, we started the bus, and it almost died in the morning. And I remember looking at Amber like, oh shit. Then we started again, and it took right off. It had no problems. Ran great. So we went to the gas station and we filled the thing up completely. So it was full diesel. We left and drove 41 miles. And as we were getting off one highway onto another highway, I took the cruise control off. And then when I went to take off again, I had no power. It just had nothing. I was able to stop. I pulled over, and it was...
There was no smoke.
Nothing.
There was no noise. There was no nothing. It was like a light switch kind of just
it's like it just
off.
shut off. It had nothing, had no warnings at all. It just shut off. We got the service tech. He came out and he said there's no codes. There was no hot temperatures. There was no misreads. Nothing was thrown. He did say something. I'm not too sure. He said something about all the injectors had 16 codes, but they're all inactive codes, like old codes. So I don't know what he meant by that. He couldn't get it fired. He did a couple things. He shot a little bit ether in there. Couldn't get it fire. We towed it to the shop, and they had it for a long time. And then that is where this is what they charged us. And they charged us $2,000 for fees, and they really don't know what's going on. They have no idea.
They replaced a few things, but had the bus for 2 months and had 7 hours of labor just because they work on too many fleet buses. So they just don't have time to work on ours right now.
So we brought it home. We started doing a little stuff to it. We bought 2 brand new batteries, put those in right away. And even with brand new batteries, putting the batteries in there, it seems like it turns over really slowly. Like it has no, it's like just slow as shit. It's like 150 RPMs all it turn over at. So I went through and I took the grounds, checked all the batteries, disconnect all the batteries, clean all the cables up, positive, negative. From there I went to starter, cleaning cables up in starter. From there I went from starter to the block, engine block, clean those up. And I'm still trying to find a couple other grounds to clean up and refasten. We went through and checked all the fuses. We put all the fuses. Visually, all the fuses look good. I do not know how to check relays. There's 4 relays there, and I'm not sure how to check them. We have a buddy who's coming over here, hopefully in a week, and he's going to hook the computer up to it and see if it has any codes. But that's kind of where we're at now. We'll go ahead and I'm going to turn the bus over. I'm going to put the cameras out there, put the mics by it so you can hear it, and we may spray a little spot or shot of ether in there, see what take off. Any ideas? Please let us know. Comment us.
Do we need a new starter? Is this a pressure issue? Or is it a grounds issue? Is it a wire issue? What are we missing?
Okay, let's try starting here first, and we'll record what it does here, and then what we'll do is we'll out there and put the cameras out there, and we'll see what it does with the cameras. I mean, out there.
Okay. Yeah, because
I think that tickens the hydraulic brakes, I think. Okay, here goes. Okay, so that's what we got. Now what we do is we'll put the tripod outside. I'll have Amber do the same thing. She'll turn it over, and I'll spray a little bit ether in there and let you hear what it sounds like. Tick a noise in there. Ticking stop. I'm not sure what that is. Does it say what? Does it say wait to start? Okay. Start turning it. Yep. You can do this. Okay, so we just close this up so it'll get wet when it rains. It's a pretty bus. Be pretty if it ran.